March 20th, 2025. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first up this evening is the sign approval.
Yes, hello, good evening, members of the board.
Please come on up here, right to the table. That's for members of the audience.
Oh, I see, okay,
And you're very important tonight, so you come to the table.
thank you.
Put down your name and your relationship to this project, please.
Yes.
Okay, would you state your name for the secretary?
Yes, my name is Eric Lee.
And you are representing how?
I am representing as the sign contractor for one of the tenants going inside Tappan Plaza. I believe it's a pretty straightforward project. It's a set of LED channel letters with the words Hong Banjang, and then on the bottom, I believe in your plans it says lounge, but
It does.
the tenant and the landlord just kind of had a last-minute change of thought, thinking it's better to change the word lounge to dining because it's a Korean Chinese restaurant, and they didn't want any possible negative connotation that might come with the word lounge.
Nightclub.
Exactly, yes. And if anyone would like to see, I just have a.
Oh, yes, please.
Just-
Present your new sign.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Only difference is just the word changed to dining. That's really just it.
May I have that, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
The size and style of the sign is consistent with all of the other tenants within the plaza.
Okay, so tell us where the sign's going, how you're using it
Yes,
in that plaza.
yes. The sign is just going to be centered within the storefront. Their storefront is located all the way on the right side of the building. It's clear 10 foot from the ground level, and it's centered to the sign facade wall. And it's just one set right in the center of the building.
And do you have your sign for the monument out front?
I do not have, I don't believe they're putting any sign on the monument from what I know.
Usually they have one for each store that goes into this particular.
Talking about the one right by the street, the pylon
Right,
street.
so people coming down the streets can read what's in there.
I think that might be, what do you call it? I'm in the future. I'm not too sure. That's what the landlord and the client wanted when they first started this project. So
Just this.
at this point in time, there will be no other signs going up besides the one I'm presenting today.
So it will be blank on the street.
I believe so, or there might be something there. I'm not too sure which spot this tenant occupies within that pylon. I wasn't given any instructions in terms of that.
So only this sign is
Right.
part of the application. If there is
There's an
another
additional
sign that
monument sign,
It will be presented to the board in a separate application.
Yes, that is correct.
okay? Are there any questions from the board regarding this sign and the change they are making this evening?
Do you know if there's any meaning to the Hong Ban Jang, or it's just a family name? or-
So it translates to Chef Hong's, like Chef Hong's kitchen. That's just the, and they do have two other locations in Jersey, in Palisades Park and Fort Lee. So people are kind of, at least within the Korean community, they're aware of this name.
Okay.
They have a following.
They do have a following, yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Noting for the record, you spoke with the building department about the change from lounge to dining.
They did, yes.
And you were told that it's permitted as long as you submit. the
Yes, that
revised
is
plan.
correct,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. The public portion is now open. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this matter? So hearing none and seeing none, the public portion is closed. And we need a motion to move this sign approval forward.
I'm sorry, for the motion, just. make sure
Motion,
that it's
second.
Presented with the change.
Oh,
of
yes.
Dining, from lounge to dining.
With the change, yes.
Yes.
I'll make motion, yes.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor? Aye. Your sign change is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this would be the WPT site plan and facade next. Please come up, everyone sign in and state your relationship to the project, and then share your name and relationship with us. What is that? You would give that to that end of the table. All right, we'll start on my left. Would you tell us your name and your relationship to the project?
Hi, my name's Antonia Lorian, and I am the architect for WPT on this project.
Justin Ferrazano from Colliers Engineering, civil engineer.
Hi, we're Emmanuel Law PC, the attorney for the project.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tell us about your project.
Okay, I'm going to give a brief overview. Can I, is that mic on?
Sure.
Okay, great. Okay, good evening, everyone. Again, Justin Ferrazano, Senior Project Manager with Colliers Engineering and Design, on behalf of WPT, the applicant. The project tonight we're talking about is located at 518 Route 303. The property you can see is bordered by Route 303, Mountain Avenue, and there's a rail line to the rear. Surrounded by some other industrial properties. There's some residents in here. It's in the LI district. There is a small portion of the property that falls in the LO district outside over here, as well as a small overlay of the 303 overlay zone. I just wanted to point out existing conditions. The site is developed. Currently, there's a large church here. This is a vacant piece of property that was purchased as part of the project, and there's a residential dwelling at the corner here. Existing conditions. Proposed conditions, the color rendering shows it a little bit nicer than mine, but go through it as well. So it's a one-story, 175,760 square foot warehouse. Of that square footage, 2,600 square feet is office space. There's a total of 36 bays in the rear. 34 of them are standard loading docks, 2 are drive-in docks. We have access in and out on Route 303, as well as on Mountain Avenue. So there's two means, Mountain View Avenue, thank you. 2 means of egress to the property. The height of the building is approximately 43 feet,
3.5 inches tall. That's by the town of Orangetown's measurement in the code. We have 179 passenger vehicle spaces proposed. Of those, 29 are proposed to be land banked and constructed if needed in the future. So that's a brief overview. I'm prepared to discuss landscaping and lighting, and Antonio's prepared to discuss building facade, materials, whatever the board prefers to discuss first.
Okay.
We'll leave it to you.
Would you like to talk about the building itself first?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
So this is a speculative warehouse facility, and the walls are proposed to be insulated precast concrete panels with the roof to be white TPO roof membrane, which is standard to the local green incentives here. The building, like we said, the building plan proposes to have 34 docks on the east side, on the east facade of the building, and the 2 drive-in doors on the west side of the building. The building elevations, we use reveal patterns to break up the mass, as well as we push in the panels in and out to create a little bit of shadow and interest at the corners. The offices, the future offices, are proposed to be on the east, on the southeast and northeast end of the building. We have larger glazing areas there. The glazing areas will be 1-inch insulated glass with that will be tinted. We usually go with like a gray tinted glazing. As you can see, the material board over there, the aluminum storefront system is the clear anodized. We do have a canopy at the entrance, and we will be trying to match the accent paint color in the building as much as possible with the pre-finished metal material. So I also have here shown the actual paint colors that we have. We've got 4 paint colors. We have a light, which is a field color, a medium color that starts to act with the darker color to break up the mass, and then we have the blue accent color as shown in these elevations. I did take the time to show you what standard dock, we've all seen them, but I just wanted to point out that we will be using dock seals with overhead doors and dock levelers, as well as drive-in doors. We also have, I showed just for informational purposes what our typical wall-mounted light fixture will be, something that'll keep birds and nests from forming, very minimalist type of fixture, and it will be LED per the standards, the local. And I think that's all I have for the moment.
Do you need the exact names of the colors of the paint for your notes?
It's listed as the facade color schemes on the materials.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to keep the finish board, but we do have them listed.
No, you could keep that as long
Okay.
as we have it for your notes.
If you can just verify that
Um,
the white is zircon, special gray, and the Commodore.
Correct, yes. again, I don't have the exact name of the blue, but we'd work to match of the metal panel.
So the Commodore will be adjusted to match whatever that,
We will adjust, yes, we'll work to match the Commodore color as close as we can with any of the metal panel that we select for the
Okay.
canopy, yes.
okay, good. Do you have a plan for the HVAC system?
I do not have the HVAC system will be roof mounted. If there are any sight lines, we would propose a screening, but at this time, we haven't had a layout with the HVAC, with the MEP engineers.
Yeah, we're concerned about the visibility, that would be it, the sight lines.
Yes, and we can provide a sight line if need be and submit it, but usually they're pretty much well into the plan. All the bigger ones, the smaller units that are near the offices are usually covered by the parapets, the precast parapets that are at these office corners, which will have a smaller unit to supply that. The bigger ones will be towards the center of the roof and further away from the sides of the building.
Okay. Are there any questions from the board about the exterior of this building?
So I just wanted to make sure that I was 100% understanding. The south elevation there is going to be over here. So the homes that are here, that's what's going to be behind them.
Yes, this is the south elevation here. We do have clear story windows going around here, so you would have some glazing, and then you have the corner rendering towards.
And so, and then the north
On the north elevation, same thing, mirrored,
over there.
right.
And then from 303, when you're driving by, it is potentially likely that you'll be able to see right through to where the bays are.
Yes, but I think it'll be hidden somewhat. You'll get some glimpses, but I believe there's it's a little bit lower. And then we have landscape buffer, and I'll let Justin speak towards the landscaping.
All right, any other questions about the building itself? Okay, let's discuss the landscaping.
Okay, so, yeah, that was a great question, though. So that is obviously the most ominous facade. However, there is the existing properties that lie there, so there's buildings in here. And then what we've done is we've created a row of buffering across the top here to help soften that from any views from 303. We also added probably the most landscaping around this area, as we feel this is the most sensitive. So we have a variety of evergreens, ornamental, shade trees, deciduous trees, pretty good mix in there.
Say citrus trees?
Deciduous, no, not citrus. I would
Okay,
love it if
good.
I would love it if we could grow citrus up here.
No.
But, that wouldn't
Not
last.
really.
That wouldn't last. And we've also buffered out this entrance here, so this is the 303 overlay, so that needs a little bit more attention to the buffering, because it has its own specific code. Yeah, so it's we've kind of made a grand entrance here with the trees and buffered out to the neighbors. Like you mentioned, there's industrial property to the left, so we didn't do a whole lot there. There's also an existing wooded line here as well as here, so that'll be maintained as far as buffering to the east. The west. Yeah, I should have done the orientation in the beginning. North, south, east, west.
That detention center, that you have, yeah, is that just like open grass area, or?
It is, and sometimes we do like to add planting in them to kind of make it look a little bit more natural, but in this particular case, the DEME was very,
Can't put anything there?
absolutely not. So, he's, yeah. So what we did is we surrounded it, the basin, to buffer it out, but it's a depression, so it dips down in that area, and that will hold water during a storm, and then it'll drain out over time.
I have a question for you. Is the landscaping, is this all going on like a berm, or is this going in like a cement line, you know? I'm not, because I'm not really seeing. So how are you?
Is it
what are your
berm?
plantings going into? Are you creating a berm to the
Not-
boundary lines,
I
or
wouldn't,
are you?
I wouldn't say there's much of a berm, no, it's mostly on grade. There's some areas that there is a natural berm and they're higher, and when you get in this area, the site is actually higher.
Boxing it in with curbs, or are you just planting trees?
No, they're just planted, and then around here, you'd have grass area, and then on the upper side of it, it's surrounded by curb, and that will hold that back. This area, you have your basin, and then there's a stone access driveway, right, that runs around, so that'll kind of frame it between that and the property line. But as far as berming goes, there's not a lot of berming. It's just mostly planted on grade. It follows the grade. There's some areas where we've built it up a little bit, but
Okay. My next question is about the residential housing, right,
Yes.
where the houses are. What are the types of trees I heard, but what, are we putting like minis in? Like what kind of maturity of a tree are you giving that area? Because it's a residential area that's right there.
at the time of planting, or what was the question? I'm sorry.
Time of planting.
Yeah, there'll be, so the evergreens will be 8 to 10 feet at the time of planting. Some of them 6 to 7. So you're going to have a range between 6 and 10, which we like to do. We like to kind of like do a variety so it looks more natural. If you plant all the same size, it looks a little manufactured. So what we'll do is we'll do some 6 foot, some 7 foot, some 10 foots, and kind of.
It's like a shading process, so it's like sizing.
Yeah.
Gradually.
Uh,
Okay.
The ornamental trees, which are Japanese lilacs, they'll be 7 to 8 feet. And then some of the other trees, their size is measured by caliper, which is the thickness of the trunk. So it's not a specific height, but they'll probably all be in that 6 to 10 range at the time of planting. Now, they'll grow much higher over time.
Right, well, I guess for us, or for me, if I was that neighbor, I would just want to know that at the time of planting, I had somewhat of a barrier between, and not,
Yeah.
that's what I meant, we're not doing, you know,
Yeah.
dwarf plants. and
No, no.
dwarf-
No,
you know,
no.
I just want to know what the maturity age of the plants are that you're putting in, and that would determine the size.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're spruces, they're cedars, they're arborvitaes, so they're going to grow. The spruces will grow very tall, and they're definitely not dwarf species. The dwarf species will only grow to about 6 or 8 feet. So these are going to start at that, and they're going to go tremendously higher than that.
Is everything that's there currently being removed?
Um,
There were some.
I believe so. I could actually get you a better answer for that. Yeah, I think there was a few they were trying to save, but for the most part, a lot of them have to come out. There's a few larger ones in this area, but yeah, they will be removed. But again, the tree line that hugs the property, that'll be maintained. So all this will still be here as buffering to anything to the west.
Is there any fencing planned around the perimeter anywhere around the property?
There is not, but I know as part of the conditions that there's going to be a sound wall of some kind over here. But there's not a perimeter fence around the entirety of the
No,
property.
that's kind of where I was asking about around that property, so there isn't planned to have something around that property?
Yeah, around these, but around the remainder, there won't be. Trying to see if there's existing fencing. No.
What about lighting?
Want to do lighting?
Go to lighting?
Any more
Yeah,
landscape
lighting for
questions?
the parking lot and so
I have,
forth?
yeah, there's no more landscape questions?
Nope,
Okay.
I'm good. Everybody's good?
Okay. So here we have our lighting plan. So again, we stuck with one brand for this design, Guardco. All the lights are LED. There's, as Antonia mentioned, there's wall-mounted as well as pole-mounted. Everything is consistent, 25 feet, whether it's on the building or it's in the parking lot. They're all at the consistent height. They're all LED, and they're all 4,000 kelvins color intensity. At all property lines, every property line, including the residential, 0.0 foot candles. Okay, so that's an important note. We average 0.7 throughout the site, and the highest we get, there's a high point of 6.9 somewhere in there, probably around the loading docks. We do that by using house side shields at the property line, right? So it'll cut off any glare from spilling over to the neighboring properties. Any lighting questions?
Will the lights be on all night?
Yeah, I believe so. 24-hour operation. Yeah, so I believe they would be. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say 24 hour? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, the lights would be on dusk till dawn. They wouldn't be on during the daytime. But yeah, as soon as dusk, they'll kick on, and dawn they'll turn off again.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
All right.
And since there are no more questions from the board, are there any questions from the public? Anyone wishing to speak on this? Please come up, state your name and your address as soon as he puts that microphone back. Thank you. All right, you have 3 minutes, sir.
My name is Thomas Finsterwald, 15 Mountain View Avenue, Orangeburg. Let's see what I can find my house. Mountain View. So, I'm presuming that this is a go on this project, just because you're getting this far into the project. It's still not, is it still be under contestment?
This is the last board.
So this
and
is
it's-
going to be
Our
a go.
purview is
I understand.
aesthetics
I
only.
understand. I understand. Too bad for me, huh? I know. Fuck. So I don't want to see any of the lights, and I don't want to see this thing illuminated like a big ice cube in the middle of the night, or any part of the night, or any part of the day, if I can help it. And in fact, I don't even want to look at it, and it's going to be a blemish for our community. And that's really all I really want to say. And it's really a shame that you guys allowed this to happen.
Thank you.
May I ask a question regarding the lighting? To his point, so what is your estimation of what this will look like in the evening to the houses that are in the nearby area? Like how, we can only imagine that there are X amount of lights, and, at X amount of height, and, so, it's very hard to understand from a black and white drawing the impact that this lighting is gonna have on the community.
Of
So-
course, of course. So at that property in particular, there's only, if I can go, I'll go back.
Oh,
Sure.
please. Just stand at the mic, don't stand, just stay in here so you can watch what
In,
he's showing.
in
you.
this general area, there's only,
This is my house.
yeah,
right there.
there's one light here, and that would be pointed at the driveway. There would be what's called a house side shield, which blocks the glare, any glare from going this way.
This is basically set behind me, closer to the railroad tracks. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, this is your
And
rear
where-
property
where-
line.
Where is, this is my property.
This is a better, if you want to get a.
I know.
So in your backyard, you can see
So how many of these are there?
30.
30 bays? 30 places to load and unload.
34, yeah.
So
Plus
how
two drive-
often are they going to go this way?
Oh, that I can't tell you for sure.
Well,
I would imagine.
We can't hear you. Yeah.
Sorry, it was more a general.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
He was asking more a general question about the orientation of the project. So lighting-wise, though, to your question, there's one light pole in this area, and that's only there because it's necessary to light this road, and it's directed,
It's like the entrance.
pointed at the roadway,
Okay.
and then it has a shield that'll block it from his property. And then if you were to stand at his property and put the light measurement there, it's going to be 0, meaning there's going to be no light at all from our proposed light shining on that.
Okay.
Same thing goes with the rear of his property. You stood there, you took a measurement, 0.
Okay.
So that's the best, you can't do any better than
Thanks
0.
for your
No,
answer.
that's
Answered my
excellent.
question.
Yeah,
Thank you
okay.
very much.
How many lights are on the building itself?
Quantity-wise, let's see. All mounted, let's see. 19 in total, but that's the full.
I can't find where they are.
Yeah, they're kind of,
I don't have that one.
they're kind of little,
Little circle ones?
yeah, not the arrows. The arrows are the doors.
And those are the wall-mounted ones we saw in the beginning,
They're going
where the
down.
light only goes down. And
Yeah,
it's
she had a great
like
image of
black
it.
sky effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing uplighting or accents. It's all downlighting.
So the trucks coming in and out, though, their headlights and stuff like that are gonna, I mean, the neighbors probably gonna see that as. There, that could
Well,
help block
what's gonna work out well for him is like I said, there will be a sound wall. So the sound walls are solid. It's a solid.
State of the sound wall.
It's there's a variety of things, but typically they're a form of wood that, or like, I think it's wood, it's a polymer that it absorbs and dampens the sound, but it's a solid visual barrier.
It
So
hasn't been,
that's what needs to be worked out still. They range, usually they're 12 feet, typically. Sometimes they're a little smaller, sometimes it depends on when they get a tenant, they run all their specs, they determine how loud everything's gonna be. That's gonna determine the size of the sound wall
when does that get determined?
prior to a building permit.
And who determines that?
Our acoustical engineer would design it.
Okay.
And it's based, and we can't determine, we have a condition in the approval that there is one that will be provided. But the detail of the height and color and all
What
that.
it looks like?
Yeah.
May I 1 second?
You can make a condition that the color can complement the building, because they can be painted any color.
You're referencing the planning board decision?
Yeah. I don't have it on here. Do you? No. It goes all the way, right?
Toby, it should.
Yeah,
Let me
wraps
ask a
this whole
question.
corner here.
I have a question on the sound wall.
Sure.
Since we don't know what color it is
Mm-hmm.
at this exact point in time, are you going to try to make that sound wall blend with the natural greenery around it? Or is it going to really stand out to those homes that are in there? Especially if it's 12 feet high?
I think we're probably open to whatever, would be open to any input from this board. I've had boards request that they complement the architecture, but I've also had boards request that they become like a brown tone to mimic the tree line that will eventually.
I think we're concerned about the aesthetics for the homeowners.
Yeah. So we could do in the brown family to mimic, a wooded area, and then as the trees and the foliage grow in above it, it'll look more natural.
Maybe a
As
little
oppo-
camouflage.
As opposed to I don't know if we could do camouflage, but as opposed to like a gray, we wouldn't want to do like a gray or a blue, because like you said, that would probably stand out a little too much, so.
Would more than,
Earth tone, probably
Yeah.
earth tone, I
do
would,
you have a question, Debbie? Please ask your
No,
question.
I want to just let you know, we can make a conditional to. Talking about it.
Do we need to do that,
We can.
Brittany?
For certain colors, it can be an option, you can get a specific color, or a specific color family.
Debbie feels that she needs to see what it looks like.
No, I'm just saying it's an option, because we're asking the questions about it, and they don't have an answer for us now, but I think that's a big part, a big component of what this ends up looking like,
We could commit to a brown earth tone
yeah.
in the brown earth tone family.
I
if that-
didn't realize that when this project came before us, that that was something that hadn't already been decided, and like you just said to us, it hadn't been determined yet. That's why I asked, when does it get decided, and who
Right.
decides it?
Mhm.
And it's hard for me, I don't know about the rest of my board, but for me to know what it is that you'll be bringing forth without us seeing it first in this, like, how do you say, just,
Understood.
And I
Okay.
do think we need to know the size of the sound. That high, you may be blocking a lot of the natural light. His house is right there, I don't know.
The natural light from,
Well, coming
This
from
is his house right here.
Is the wall gonna be
from the
visibly?
light from the sun?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be. It's more of a, it's similar to a fence. You wouldn't be
right.
blocking
So you
anyone's.
really cannot provide details at all until you have secured a tenant
That's my
for this
understanding,
building.
right?
Is that right?
It's not right, because I mean, that's what I,
It's not part of this application.
yeah.
Well, we can come back on that.
Let me see what I
I
have.
think it's kind of an important, but that's why I asked about the fencing, like in the beginning, 'cause it's like, just, does that part get fenced in, and how, is what the board's asking.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Just trying to see if I have the noise report here. That's the lighting plan, right? Yeah. And the south side has 3 lights on it, facing Mountain View?
1, 2, 3.
3, just 3 in face Mountain View. These- 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, sometimes we have a standard
One
detail,
number.
but,
Posts.
they are able, I did one recently in New York State, and they are able to be painted any color. The one I did came in natural wood. And then we had committed to paint it in a brown earth tone family. I don't think we got into the exact bare Sherman-Williams color, but
Right, right. All
we
right,
just
so
said a
I
brown
think
to
we would
mimic the
feel
earth.
most comfortable requesting that you come back with information on the sound wall when you have it.
Okay.
So if it's not part of this application, then they would just make a new application
Right.
and come back with respect to sound wall. If it is part of the application.
It's
if they
not
ask for
really.
continuance,
Yeah,
come back on the entire project, so just to clarify.
I don't think they want to come back on the entire project.
No.
No,
If it's not part of this application, then they can make a new application later.
yeah.
So we'll come back with the sound wall.
Okay, that makes the most sense
Yep.
at this point in time.
Just note it for the record when you make the motion.
And may I one more time?
Absolutely, Debbie.
Thank you, Shirley. For you. So, since you're there.
Sure.
But Shirley made a suggestion, which I think is something that the board consistently likes to see, that this will kind of blend, I don't, like, you said paint, you mentioned Sherwin-Williams, so I'm gonna assume that that's paint, but not all walls are paintable, so we don't even know what the, substance is that the wall's gonna be made of, right? But whatever you guys decide, we're gonna ask you beforehand, so that you understand what we're looking at, it just kind of blends with the surrounding area. Is that correct? Is that understandable, like what I'm?
Yeah, it would be,
Shirley said, we want it to just look natural, we want it to look like it fits in, and it doesn't scream, hey, I'm a wall, right?
agreed, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Understood.
Okay, so you have that time to do this between now and the time you come back?
Right.
Knowing what we would prefer, because this is just, we're just a suggestion board, but
Yep.
if we have the option to make a suggestion to you, that's what I think we'll all be happy with.
Okay.
Okay,
That's helpful, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay,
You got notes?
you got notes? Good.
Okay.
We were in public still, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Are there, it's confusing. Are there any other people from the public? Okay, come up, state your name, your address, and your concern. You have 3 minutes.
Robert Stabile, 516 Route 303. Well, I'm just
Show us
curious about,
where you live on the map, so we'll help
that's what
us.
we're saying. I'm curious to see if there's gonna be any plantings, because we'll face, our back entrance is our property line. If there's gonna be any planting of trees along there,
Along the back?
right?
Sorry.
Yes.
Where am I? 516?
If you could, while you're speaking, to speak to the board so we can hear this and for the record.
Yeah, this
Could you show me where
this will
303 is on
yeah,
this map? And-
Sure. This is Route 303.
Okay, and where's your entrance coming in?
No, that's 303. 303 is at the top.
Yeah, 303 is at the top of the plan, and then,
This is me.
that's you? Okay. Yeah, so you would have plantings all on the driveway coming in and all on the rear as well.
Along the back?
Yep,
Or-
the whole property,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all these circles are trees.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? Seeing none and hearing none, the public portion is now closed. And do I have a motion to approve the plan as presented with a condition that they will, no condition.
Just noting that the
Separate.
South Pole is not part of this application, and the applicants will come back at a later time to present to the board.
Thank you, Brittany. All right, I will make that motion as Brittany adjusted it.
I'll second it, since I was.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
very much.
Have a good night.
Part is approved.
Thank you.
Yes. No, I'm expecting it now.
No, I only need one. Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. All right, we are ready to discuss the continued item, Bright Path Kids. Please sign in with your name and your relationship to the project. And then say out loud for our note takers.
Justin Mahalik, I'm the architect with Colliers Engineering and Design.
Donald Brenner, I'm the attorney for the project. Okay, the applicant received preliminary approval to construct a new facility on the parcel at the planning board meeting on April 23rd, 2022, Planning Board 20-13. Bright Path, formerly Safe and Sound Childcare Operation, proposes to construct a new childcare facility which will meet all the mandated criteria of New York State and provide the capacity to service the needs of the community. Safe and Sound transferred the operation of Bright Path, who presented a new building design in the Architectural Review Board on May 2nd, 2024. The Architectural Review Board unanimously agreed that the design did not conform to the community, and Bright Path was asked for a continuance. Bright Path went back to the original design approved by the Planning Board and the Zoning Board, submitting this design for the ACABOR approval. So primarily, this is the new design, which pretty much conformed to the old design. And now you take over.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening. As was stated, we came away from the last presentation with an understanding that we were looking for what we would call a more traditional design to fit in with the architecture of
And
the community
child-friendly.
and child-friendly. And so we, utilizing the previous design as inspiration, which happened to be a two-story building. We took a look at that building, looked at the architectural features on it, and basically, I think, utilized those and brought them into what is a one-story building. So we still have what was generally a clock tower, which highlights the main entry of the building in the center. We did want to create a facade that wasn't symmetrical. The original design really wasn't symmetrical, so the overall styling is like a craftsman style. And so where you see the larger overhangs, the decorative brackets at the overhangs, the materials that we're proposing would be a cultured stone at the base, and then a mixture of horizontal plank siding as well as shingle style siding, both sidings being the cement fiberboard. People hear the company James Hardy, but it's fiber cement. So the darker color that you see, which is listed as a taupe color, that is the shingle, like cedar shake style, whereas the horizontal plank siding is the lighter color. So again, varying the color on the building. Also, on the front of the building, we do have those architectural features that are creating kind of dormers also as bump outs, so the facade is not just flat. And so the materials are blending with, the undulation of the facade. And around the rest of the building, it is flat facades, but again, we broke it up with the materials. And generally, the proposed playground is at the rear of the building, which would be the rear elevation. I'm referring to the drawing PR02, the bottom left, number 3 rear elevation. So the playground sits, at the rear of the building.
Do you have a question, Debbie?
Yeah, I did, I just jumped in there.
That's okay. Yeah, I could keep rambling on, but I'll stop there.
Not to be interrupting too, so we'll be good. Trim work around the windows. Is that like a taupey color, or is that a white?
What is that color?
A white trim.
Good.
So all the trim, as you see, would be, a white. Yeah, and I think we have it listed as a white on the
You have
materials.
samples of these materials?
I don't have samples with me. We could put together a material board and submit it, but we did, at the bottom left of the sheet, we do have the listing of the materials and the colors.
Because when I look at the rendering.
It does not look white.
Yeah, right. These corner pieces look white.
Yes.
These look a little bit like grayer. And I just wanted to be clear that all this trim work.
Yeah,
Okay, but,
sometimes the printing and the paper, right, and so, no, the intention is that it is white.
and all the doors are gonna be this reddish color, whatever the name of it, but it's a.
Yeah, we wanted to have something, that would at least have some color and pop out, so, but in general, utilizing, I don't mean neon, but, we're utilizing, as you can see, earth tones.
Yeah, it's a very adult-looking building. I think it might be better for children, especially very young children, if the door was even a little brighter and whatever, I don't know the name of that color, I don't see it on here.
Yeah, I don't think we listed that color on here.
I said it's like a reddish tone.
It looks kind of rust or,
Yeah, I think the intent would be that it would be more of a deep, rusty red,
But
what you
for-
might see on
for
a
young
Frank Lloyd
children,
Wright type building,
they
so.
want a bright colored door, and they could feel good about walking through it.
Again, Bright Path is very open. They, as you saw from our previous proposal, they do prefer more of a contemporary modern style. So they're,
Style.
no, so they're open to colors. There's no issue with that. But we're definitely coming back with a building that was more earth tones, more traditional, and at least, again, the doors having just some color that, popped a little bit. So we're open to any
It
suggestions.
does say a bright path,
Mm-hmm.
so you want to have a good pathway for the children to go through. Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay.
Don't hold back now.
I think that, well, you weren't here for the first meeting.
I wasn't, but I have.
I don't want to go there, I don't.
It's
wanna go
okay.
there. But just to understand,
Mhm.
our intention
Mhm.
is to, even with this building, is to make it as appealing to children as we possibly can. So
Mhm.
we all like the design of the building, but kids like color. And I understand, and we're not looking to make, because that wouldn't appeal to the neighborhood, right, to have an orange
Mhm.
building. But perhaps the entranceway, like plantings, you know what I mean, something on the door, a certain color, planter boxes, something that's cheery and inviting. How about inviting?
A topiary planter
Yeah,
on
right.
either side of the front door,
Right.
like a giraffe and an elephant,
Or something.
something that kids could
That
relate
softens
to.
it up a little bit. And we don't want to make it tacky, because we don't want to make it look like it's a carnival, but we do
Mhm.
want to make it look like it's a children's building, and then it's not misunderstood for a doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right,
Yes,
okay.
that's it.
Okay, I'll be quiet now.
Especially since we're looking at different ages here,
Mm-hmm.
they normally gravitate to, oh, I have to go to the white door, I'm going to the red door, I'm going to the blue door.
Right.
That becomes their familiarity with the property.
Well, that does occur on the interior of the building. The children, parents, they are all going in the front door. Yeah, this is not an elementary school that you have access to different classrooms around the perimeter. Security is obviously number one, and so all parents and children come into the building through the front. Parents have to essentially get logged in by way of either thumbprint or fingerprint or a pass card. So again, everybody's coming through the front door. The interior of the building will be bright and cheery, and there are color codings for the different classrooms, the different age groups. So again, it's a different response than what is on the exterior.
So the children will go in and out of these doors along the back side to the play area.
Just when they go to the playground, that's right. Mhm. But none of them are really specific.
It would be nice if they could pick out their door color that matched their classroom color. And since that.
They
is
don't
not
really
gonna
use
be-
classroom doors. They're all through corridor, because there's security that needs to be maintained at the doors.
Right.
Okay, so it's very controlled, and the access is generally through the main corridors. And then when they're on the interior, they then go into their classrooms.
How do they find their classroom?
Well, they're accompanied by teachers. They do not run free.
They don't get any escape time.
They don't get any escape time, no. Childcare licensing does not allow for that, so, they're very much together as a group and, brought from classroom to classroom. Most of the time, they either hold hands or they'll hold a rope, they'll kind of, march in a train.
Row of children.
Mm-hmm.
So the teacher will bring them out through the back doors, and the teacher will take them in.
Okay,
And that's
yep.
how they'll know their door. They'll see their
Oh, yeah.
teacher. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Childcare licensing requires, at each age group, there are a certain number of teachers per children for each age group, so they are monitored. It is not like an elementary school where doors open and all the kids fly out onto the playground. That's not how it operates. The children go out onto the playground by class, and the playground is actually separated into age group. So they go to the age-appropriate playground, and then with their teachers, and then we'll go back in, you know, after a 30-minute or 40-minute period, whatever it is. But, so they rotate, you know, throughout the day. It isn't just at lunchtime.
Okay. I have a question about the sign on the front.
That's a misprinting.
I was gonna say it's hanging off the tower.
Yeah. My apologies on that. Yeah, that's a misprint. We're not really coming before you for the signage. We're indicating that there will be signage there, but the signage will be appropriate to the architecture. It was not that way when I looked at it before it printed. So that we can resubmit that, you know, with what the proper size would be, and even note the dimensions of the sign on there.
I did just want to say, I think that the design looks 100% better than
Yeah,
it did
we all,
before.
I think
and
we
you
just,
for really
Thank you.
working
Yes.
with us, 'cause I do feel like this will blend well within the community. And you're using quality finishes and stuff, so.
Thank you.
I think it was a good job.
Much more pleasant building.
as long as
Yeah,
your
we
sign
don't
doesn't-
disagree.
As long as your sign doesn't say lounge on it, we're
And I don't think,
not gonna do that.
no.
Okay.
As far as like the site layout, so it's pretty far back from North Middletown, so how much of it do you really see if you're coming down North Middletown of the facade that we're looking at there, like, yeah, the block by like building?
I doubt if you will see it.
Right,
I don't think you will, because ultimately, the front property will be developed for something else.
but Lewis Avenue residents over here,
They're only gonna see the side of the building.
right, and right now they have woods, so I mean, it's a
Wow.
significant change for them. And obviously the property owners behind it, it's gonna butt right to these other properties in the back.
It's been laid out when we went to the planning board and the zoning board, we showed what we were gonna do.
Yeah,
We, at one time, wanted an open access along Lewis. The community said no, and if you notice, it is fenced in. Only the people that can get in through Lewis is from the fire department.
And it's
in an
emergency.
emergency. They're the only ones that can
they
use it.
won't be able to turn in from the.
No, you cannot, you know, when they come in, they'll have to turn around and go out, Middletown Road.
All right, can we talk about the landscaping?
Okay, I thought that was approved the last time, but we can go through it again. There was a full landscaping plan which was submitted. But just, do you want to make any kind of recommendation on the red? Could we keep it a dull red or bright red? Any thoughts before we get to
What
the
are your
building?
thoughts? What are your thoughts as the architect?
With the color scheme, I think that the red not being a fire engine red, you know, but being again, more of what would be a combination, burnt or deeper red. I think if any of you are familiar with Frank Lloyd Wright architecture,
Just a
red
little.
red was a significant color that was used, but it was that deeper red, and it very much worked with you know, the earth tones. In fact, even the windows, that's something we're going to toy with as well as being red. So again, the window frames, the doors were all kind of consistent. So to me, I think that would be a good color.
That's an excellent suggestion. We'll just call that Frank Lloyd Wright red.
There you go. Frank would love that.
He would.
We don't want it to
There
look
is-
tacky, we'd like
there
it to look classy and
Yep.
inviting for children. I think that's really where we were.
There is a planting plan on sheet number 8, which was done by Joe, actually a former member of this board. And I thought we had reviewed it the last design, but if not, we could take a look at it. It's pretty much specifically
don't-
laid out.
I do not remember going over it, Mr. Brenner.
That's okay,
But-
I'm not, I was just told, you know. But as you can see, the trees were picked, planting site, and it's shown all over the drawing as to where they're going.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Oh.
Yes, the audience would like to hear
Oh.
your words of wisdom a little bit better.
The planting plan shows the trees that were picked and the location of where they're going. It's shown right on the drawing. It's drawing sheet number 8. And it's a combination of 10 different types of trees.
And
That would be my suggestion. Again, keeping with the concept of children coming to the building, perhaps we could put some flowering trees, like an April, May pink dogwood, and maybe a Kusa dogwood that blooms in June, or,
Maybe some red ones.
They have a cherry tree, they have a Japanese maple tree. I don't know, I'm not into holly.
well,
Oh, yeah, you have a landscape expert.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Join
That's
us.
his business.
Scott Curdy, Curdy Group, Curdy's Landscaping. So to speak on the landscaping, love your suggestion about the pots and the topiaries. That's definitely interesting, and I think we could definitely incorporate something like that at the entrance for sure. Definitely, we could do, a 4-flower change out for seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and maybe some kale and cabbage too, because we want to leave it interesting for them too. Like when they're coming here, and want to make it inviting and make sure that the
Soften
kid.
it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, and instead of it's just a commercial look.
Right.
I think this thing is already approved, but adding some additional more stuff is not an issue. I mean, I'm in the business, so it's what we like to do is beautify these properties. So adding some flower pots with seasonal colors, not a problem. We're also considering putting an irrigation system in, so we'll be able to have misters in the pots to, keep them well hydrated. And I heard you mention something about the buffer. There is a buffer around this, for the neighborhood, so a decent amount of trees still stay of the mature size, and then there's a layer of other trees that,
I can see these here.
yeah.
Okay. Now, are they going on a berm, or are they just going in the ground?
They're on the ground, if they're at grade, but if there's excess soil, which I'm sure there's going to be, and it makes sense, we will add the soil there. We prefer to put them on a berm, because if they're spec'd at 8 or 10 foot, let's get another 3-4 feet out of that and add it to the 8 to 10 foot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna,
I know.
I didn't want to say that,
I
but
know.
it's so easy to get to
Yeah.
What
dirt.
about
the neighbors are
residential?
very
Right.
far down.
Right,
From the edge of that property, the
Mhm.
ones from behind,
yes.
and they won't really see much.
No, they're really down. It's such a slope down. But, our intention is to, wherever we can encourage a berm and add additional height, we will for the planting. It'll benefit everybody, We don't need this thing sticking out like a sore thumb. I mean, it's actually comparative to the last drawing. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean,
Very nice.
yes. 10 months, but it looks good.
Greatness takes time to achieve.
It does, and we all got busy, that's for sure. For sure. And you were asking about the types of trees. Let me see.
The tree schedules.
That's for the, so most of it is evergreens. This is what's coming out. Most of it's evergreens, but we're gonna add some additional planting. I don't know if the board would frown upon that anyways, but where we have a hedge of boxwoods, we're probably gonna add some maybe gold thread cypress or some barberry, something deer resistant in that area, because the deer are gonna roam no matter what.
Colors other than green.
Yeah. Oh, we want to flavor it up. It can't just be, blah. It is a commercial building, but it isn't a commercial building. It's more of a inviting building. So we will be adding some of that for sure. And she's a great architect. I mean, Blythe, she really has it. So
Life is excellent. We're not worried about
yeah,
life.
yeah. She's good. So yes, we'll add some color too. Hopefully that helps with some of the.
Would be our concern. So Brittany, do we have to make that a condition to add more colorful plants at the front?
Yeah, if you're changing.
We're adding to
Well,
the
just
landscape.
adding.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Are there any other concerns or statements from the board? All right. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this matter? All right, please come to the microphone. State your name and address, please, for us.
Yes, my name is Juan Ponperalta, 130 East Carroll Street, behind the building. I wish I can have a photo to show you, but if I may approach the table, this is buffering here. 1 second. So this is basically the view. And I wish I can show you in a bigger screen. So that's my house. That over the hill is what it is going to be, the new daycare. That is where the playground is going to be. And this is
I'm
what-
trying to understand, I was there looking at this property, and I turned up, Carol, and I saw the houses at the back of the property.
At the bottom.
Yeah, and there's quite a drop
Yes.
down, and I know from my own property, it's 10 feet up from my neighbor, and I can't see a thing, which makes me happy, because it's my swimming pool in there,
Yeah,
so.
my point is that if they're going to knock down all those trees in the back, as they stated in the plan.
But they're replacing all of them with
With-
giant green arborvitaes, which grow 35 feet high.
They will grow.
They will grow very quickly.
It will take time.
Within a year or two, they'll be a foot higher. Boom.
So the playground is going to be in the back. That's what they stated, the playground is going to be in the back.
Playground's in the back.
Yes.
And the draining also is going to be in the back of the building.
The what?
The draining.
I don't know about the draining. That's not the purview of this board.
Well, it's
To
in the
know about
PDF
the
file.
draining.
That's what I was looking at, asking that question. It's going in the back of the building.
Not go back.
Drainage goes to the side, he's saying, and not to the back.
I was looking at it, yeah. It's going to be next to the playground, basically. It's going to be next to the playground as well. And for safety, they're going to put fences in the back, because you were talking about to be safe for kids. Obviously, there is a drop, and the playground is going to be there as well.
Well, the playground is completely enclosed by a fence, and the children only come from the back of the building into the playground, back into the building. And the drainage, which is shown on the plan, is outside of the play area. It's also underground.
Okay.
So there's, no, it doesn't pose any danger to the children. But generally, have to look at the stormwater, which, give me 2 seconds. Right. So there is, all of the, in that area of the playground, all of the stormwater is underground, and it's essentially a large storage tank that then will drain out to Lewis Avenue.
That is a hill down. That will be a hill going down. So what is
No, but it's draining in a pipe from the tank, what I'm calling the tank, to the street. It's
the
not
street.
draining, yeah, of course, whatever rain or snow or anything that is groundwater on top is going to flow in the direction that the property is being graded, which is away from, as was stated, I'm referring to sheet number 3, stormwater management plan. Again, I'm the architect, but I do understand grading plans, and the way that this is being graded is actually the water in the area of the playground. It's generally all flat. There is what I believe is a retaining wall that is at the back of the playground.
Yeah.
Okay, which is essentially keeping that area of the playground flat. So the water in that area is going to be captured underground,
and that
and then from there into pipe and out to street.
to the street.
Correct. That's the intent of the design there.
Because what you're talking about, because you're about everybody's houses, it will go down to Lewis Street and behind. So that's my concern as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, the grading right now naturally is down,
Yeah,
right? That's the next, but it's the owner's responsibility to ensure that the proposed building and conditions to the site are not going to promote more water going
Yeah.
down to the properties,
The problem
right?
with that, if you're going to be removing so many trees that already they are growing, eventually they will grow. But the trees is not only for landscaping, it's also to maintain the draining properly and basically to have a safety for around the neighbors. If we are removing so many mature trees,
There's a lot of arborvitae's going in there,
but,
and they will soak up that water.
yeah, eventually, yes.
I mean, but the drainage system is gonna do more than a couple trees will do as far as removing water. I mean, they're putting in a legit draining system
A
to catch
huge
that
pipe
water.
to carry it away into the sewers.
Right. At least for this, because like I said, I'm behind and I can see already trees going down. I don't know why, but they're already
Well,
knocking down trees over there.
There's, coming back to the planting plan on sheet number 8,
Yeah, I can see all those trees that are getting
there are,
knocked down.
again, this is just as the architect looking at the plan, right? There are more plantings going in at the rear property line than currently the number of trees that are being removed that are in the area of the playground. So again, the plan, what they're doing is creating screening. You have the retaining wall, you have a flat area for the playground, so the water that's there gets captured. So really, the water that would essentially still go downhill is what's on the other side of the retaining wall,
Okay,
which is already going downhill, but that's a pretty solid line of trees that are being planted, so it will hold. And I'm sure that the owner, again, when the project is completed, if there's any problems, I'm sure that the owner will address the problems that, may come. It's just kind of natural.
Is this your concern more about the look or the safety?
the safety as well, the safety as well. I mean, the look is great and I appreciate that you are
This is the
draining the, go ahead.
This is the architectural review board. This is
Yeah.
about the pretty and not
Yeah,
the
the pretty, I
functional.
understand.
It's not the functional. That was already decided.
It was already decided, okay, I'm,
No, it's okay.
I want to ask you in that
We're
because,
getting too into the weeds here on
yeah,
something
because
that-
since you were talking about the landscaping and everything, I wanted to bring that as well. And I appreciate that you wanted to have a nice building, because living there definitely,
The pretty for us.
yeah, we had to be a consistent look for the properties, obviously. And also, I mean, probably it's not your part, also the traffic. Hopefully that has been also,
That's already been worked out,
Yes, it has been
and we
worked out.
cannot address that.
no, we can address that, obviously. I know we are out of this meeting for that.
We are out of time.
Yeah, I know. And I appreciate that, definitely, hopefully the whole building, even the back of the building, and also the noise level, it has been addressed.
Sure, those trees are going to really,
Because the kids, obviously, we love kids, but they can be loud.
all right, it'll be fine.
Okay,
It'll be fine.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the public portion is now closed. Do I have a motion to approve this design as presented with the condition of adding more plantings, flowering spring plantings, and decor, let's call it decor, it's decorative plantings, along the road and towards the front of the building.
And is there any condition about the color of the door or anything?
And with the condition of adjusting the front door color to be, quote, Frank Lloyd Wright red, end quote. I wish I could remember that name of that red. I know, I used to know it. It's in here somewhere. Yes, there you go.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you just explain the red a little bit more, just so you know?
What Frank Lloyd Wright red is? It's a very rich red that blends yet accents natural earth tones, and he very often uses it with his homes that he embeds into the landscape, and falling water is an excellent example. You could see that red both inside and outside when you walk through the home. Does that help? like a red.
That's a little book for you about Frank Lloyd Wright and his choice of red.
Yeah.
Put that on a label, Liz. On the paint can.
I could give you a color, which would be Benjamin Moore Heritage Red,
Oh, or similar.
or similar.
Yes.
Yep.
That's very good.
Mhm.
And much shorter than my explanation.
Not as flowery, though.
You could definitely feel it when she was saying it. You just,
So, who made the motion?
I did, with the two conditions, the additional landscaping in the front to be more decorative and spring-like with flowering plants in different color range outside of simple green, and the condition of the door being painted Benjamin Moore Heritage Red or similar.
Or window frames.
Window frame white. It's already
that was
there.
already there.
It's on the drawing and
But
it's
it just
white.
didn't show up in the coloring on the,
But would you like to make them? We could say
Or
that
with
as an option
As an option
of
making it red.
white or
red.
heritage red or
But all
similar.
trim would remain white.
Yes. You have that? I know it's getting,
White or heritage red?
yes, around the windows.
The windows themselves, the frame.
Window trim.
The window frames themselves being an optional of heritage red, but the trim around the windows, the doors, the rest of the trim on the building would all be white.
Oh, okay, I like that. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought you.
White around the doors?
And the windows, yeah.
Optional heritage red?
Optional heritage red for the window frames.
Okay, do we have all the conditions? Yes? All right, do I have a second on that extended motion? Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
Your school is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I can have fun. Lloyd Wright built the most environmentally poor thing you could imagine. If you
Well,
let,
they aesthetically pleasing, but they leak
beautiful,
like crazy.
beautiful, but energy-wise, the worst.
Yes. Oh, I make a motion to close this meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Happy spring, board. Thank you.